All right, so thank you guys for hopping on our team call. It is June 1st, 2015. Crazy how quickly this year is flying by. So today on the National Wake Up Call, Autumn Calabrese was on, and she announced that they are releasing a new cookbook for the 21-day fix called Fixate, which is going to be so awesome. Excuse me, burping. It's going to be so awesome because it's going to have, meal ideas, recipes. She has indulgences. She has quick fixes. She has paleo, vegan, all kinds of different recipes are going to be found in that book, which is coming out in July. So keep your eyes peeled for information, ears peeled. Listen to the National Wake Up Call. I haven't had a chance to listen to the playback because I was putting out, so I don't know all of the crazy stuff that was announced on the National Wake Up Call today, but there was quite a lot of stuff, and so I'll allow you guys to look that up yourselves while I catch up on all of the craziness as well. So hold on 1 second, I'm going to mute everybody. All right, cool. So I want to start off with a little recognition. Now this recognition is up to date from like Thursday of last week, so it doesn't reflect any new challenge packs or anything that you might have done up until yesterday. So just keep that in mind. I'm probably not reading off the correct amount of Success Club points you had for the month of May. But first things first, I want to congratulate Carolyn Marone on hitting Success Club 21, or at least on Thursday she was at 21, making her the coach of the week. Hold on a second. Let me close. Give me a second. Okay, sorry about that. So somebody is at one of my doors, so I had to shut the blinds of my other door because I don't know who it is, and I am busy right now. Anyway, so back to it. Carolyn, congratulations on being Coach of the Week for last week with 21 Success Club points and landing over 2,346 in volume points as well. So other people who hit Success Club 10, we have Alicia Rogers, Angela Camello, Irene Jakowski, Adam Hill, which is also Jessica Hill, Matt McDonald, Brooke Sperling, Molly Galvan, Michelle Clapp, Danielle Rhodes, Amy Ashley, Carolyn Walker, Jessica Hill, Kelly Isaac, and April Pinckney. At Success Club 5 or more, we had Corey Bellevue, Rachel Riaza, Vanessa Giuleppe, Nicole Surface, Brianna Lupino, Jessica Lee, Lindsay Oakes, Lindsay Roseman, Ashley Lindsay, Alexandra Hunt, Corey Mayo, and Sherry Moore. Now at who earned 1,000 Club or more last week, and let me just recap for you because I know we have a lot of new people on. So what 1,000 Club versus 500 Club is that's basically how many volume points you have. You get your volume points from the people who order from you. These are your team points. You get team points from the people who order from you and also what your team underneath you is doing. So the higher the number, the bigger, the more people you're helping and the more your team is helping as well. So at the very start of the 1,000 Club, we have Jessica Hill, Brooke Sperling, Terry Luther, Jessica Lee, Ashley Lindsay, Adam Hill, which is also Jessica Hill, Angela Camello, Irene Jakowski, Amy Ashley, Corey Mayo, Carolyn Walker, Danielle Rhodes, Kelly Isaac, and Carolyn Monroe. Now with 500 Club, we have Samantha Sassano, James Rhodes, which is actually Danielle Rhodes, Brianna Lupino, Jelena Buford, Mackenzie Schaefer, Afi Ahmed, April Pinckney, Rebecca Graham, Jennifer Pelklinski, Ashley Logue, Megan Fraser, Matt McDonald, Amanda Stevies, Alexander Hunt, Kelly Hanner, Sherry Moore, Nicole Surface, Nicole White, Alicia Rogers, Tanner Hine, Lindsay Roseman, Gina Lagalante, Corinne Bellevue, Michelle Clapp, April Pinkney, Alexa Northcraft, Molly Galvan, Shelly Dowell, Lindsay Oakes, Melissa Ludwig, and Sarah Smith. All right, so now that we got all that recognition over with, I'm going to carry on to the real meat and potatoes of why you guys are on the call. So we're going to discuss tonight how to have a really successful challenge group. Basically, I'm calling this challenge group for dummies. I wish there was like a nicer way to put that, but that's what it is. So let's see here. Let me pull up the presentation. Give me 1 second. All right, cool. And if somebody could text me if this doesn't end up showing up, because sometimes this can be tricky, so when I go to like a full screen mode, it will go out of the screen share, so just let me know if it isn't through a text message. What? Ah! Shoot! Poop! Poop on a stick! My photos! Aw, my photos are gone. Poop. All right. I don't know what happened with that, but okay, so bear with me. So we're going to make this as good as possible with all my photos being gone. So when you're creating a challenge group, I want you to go back to the basics. I want you to look at who is your tribe. So, you know, a lot of times when we're talking about creating a challenge group, the thing that we often do is like a 7-day free clean eating group, or, you know, like a beach abs group, or any of that kind of stuff, which is good. That's great. But I encourage you to create challenge groups that are more focused on something that is near and dear to you. So in order to focus on creating a successful challenge group that is going to get a high engagement, it's going to turn into people participating, people enjoying it, people having fun, getting results, and thus wanting to actually end up going from a free group into a paid for group. You know, you need to understand who your tribe is, who it is that you are looking to attract to be in a part of your challenge group. So look in the mirror. You know, you want to attract somebody to you who is pretty identical to who you are as a human being. Because let's be honest, you know, when you are dealing with people who are similar to you, you have an easier time. You know, you enjoy the conversation, you guys have a lot in common, you really can connect with that person. So when you are determining what your next challenge group should be, look in the mirror. And actually, what I want you to do right now is bust out a pen and paper and write down the things that you enjoy. Like, what makes you different from other people? For instance, for me, I love adventure. I love skydiving. I love traveling. I love swimming. I'm new into paddle boarding, all of that kind of stuff. I'm into holistic health, reading nutrition labels. Those are all things that I am really passionate about. I also have an eating disorder in my background. I also have dealt with self-esteem issues, but I've bounced back from that, and I'm now able to speak to other people confidently about building their self-esteem. So those are like traits about me. So I encourage you right now, bust out your pen and paper and jot down some traits about yourself as well. Okay, so someone text messaged me and said they're seeing nothing but a giant blue question mark on the screen. Do you see any words on the screen at all? Because there are words on the screen. I'm just making sure. If not, I'm going to have to, oh, here we go. Why is this being such a turd? Okay, so this is going to have to work. I'm going to have to do this. Sorry, technology is not my friend today. I don't know if any of you know what Mercury retrograde is, but man, that is in full swing right now. Okay, so I digress. So once you know who you are, who your tribe is, you want to be able to figure out what it is that you can effortlessly talk about that may help your tribe. You know, your passions. You know, do you have an easy time coming up with crock pot recipes? Do you know really well how to read a nutrition label and feel that, yeah, you might not be a registered dietitian, but you could certainly pass on that information to other people? Are you good with yoga inversions? Do you love to get upside down often, and do you have an easy time teaching other people how to do so? Are you into homemade household cleaning products? Are you a gizmo at knowing how to combine different cheap stuff in your household to make cleaning stuff that is eco-friendly? Do you know the benefits of drinking a gallon of water a day, and is that like a breeze to you, and you love popping stuff into your water and making it taste nice and fruity? Are you really keen on self-love and teaching other people how to have self-love themselves? Are you into ab workouts, saving money, gardening, smoothie recipes? Are you a smoothie making queen? And so, you know, those are some ideas of different challenge groups you could have. For instance, I am creating a headstand challenge group. I've always wanted to do headstands or handstands, and I just haven't committed myself and been consistent enough with doing them. So I am creating a 3-week handstand challenge group. So that's something I'm doing. That's something that is unique. That's something that's not really out there. And I feel that I'm going to attract a lot of my tribe through doing that. Now, if you have a hard idea, if you have a hard time narrowing down what your passions are or creating a concept behind it, what you can do is you can just Pinterest, 3-week challenge, 2-week challenge, free 7-day challenge, those kinds of things, and get some kind of creative juices flowing. And don't feel like you necessarily have to reinvent the wheel. You could kind of take what other people have done and spin it, put your own flip on it, and make it your own thing. And another thing, something I just came up with today. So I'm doing this handstand 3-week challenge, and I'm not a yogi. I do yoga like 3 times a week, but I don't feel I have that kind of confidence level where I can really explain to other people how to be able to do a handstand themselves. So I had the idea that, all right, what I'll do is I'll just look on YouTube and I'll find other people who have YouTube videos up that explain how to do a handstand, and I'll just share a video from them once a week that helps teach others within the group how to do a handstand. So that kind of takes the load and the pressure off my shoulders from feeling like I need to tell somebody because I don't really know the first thing. But then I got to thinking, I have recently met a girl. If you guys were on the call last week, I hung out with her. I messaged her on Facebook. I did a live presentation on how to message people, and she is one of the people that I happen to message. Well, I ended up building a relationship with her, and she's into yoga. She's really cool, just a really chill chick, and I think that maybe she could become a coach in the future. And if all else fails, if she doesn't become a coach, well, shoot, I could maybe help promote her, and she could promote me. So that right there is something that could be very awesome in the future. So what I thought I could do is I would reach out to her and ask for her to help me with this group. So basically what I did, and I'll read the message to you, but I messaged her suggesting that if she hasn't already, she create videos on how to do a handstand. I would promote her. It would help her to get some notoriety, some faces and people checking out her account. And I would also kind of be grooming her to be a coach as well. So it could very well turn out to be something really prosperous. So if you are in the position where you want to do something, but you don't feel like you have the know-how, but you know somebody who has the know-how, you know somebody who has the experience, ask for their help. Get them involved, because that's a new person you're adding to the table of people that could be referrals. That could be a potential coach, a potential client. That could be somebody that you could build a real awesome referral kind of thing with. So here's what I messaged her with. So I said, "Hey there, Jessica. It was nice to see you this weekend and to meet Aaron," her husband. "I wanted to run this past you. If you're busy, have no interest or whatever, don't feel bad about saying no, because I totally understand. I'm going to be hosting an online 3-week handstand challenge. Basically, I've always wanted to master handstands, but I haven't had the consistency in my practice to do it every day. Basically, I'll be sharing the photo below, asking that the participants follow this schedule. I don't know the first thing about sharing tips on how to master a handstand, so I was thinking I was just going to share some videos every now and again from yogis off YouTube to help provide tips and pointers. But then I thought it might be even better if I could share videos from someone I knew personally, so I thought about you. Maybe I could help to promote you through this. I tend to have around 200 plus, sometimes even up to 1,000 people in similar groups when I run them. So I was curious whether you were interested, and if so, if you wouldn't mind sharing your tips through video so that I could maybe share 3 videos to share, 1 for each week. Like I said, don't feel like you need to say yes, but I just figured it'd be cool to bring some legitimacy to the group from someone who's a professional and help promote them at the same time. What do you think? Have a good day." So what I did right there with Jessica is I edified her. I complimented her. Although Jessica's really freaking awesome, she's a cool chick. She knows what she's doing with yoga. She's got insane yoga moves and a crazy, ridiculous body. So I could have totally edified her and complimented her a lot more than I did. But basically, I gave her an idea, a concept behind what I was doing, and I also included a photo of the schedule that I had created for this 3-week handstand challenge. And then not only that, I gave her a loophole. I told her, hey, you don't need to do this. I understand you're busy. It's cool if you did though. And I let her know also that she stood the chance to have new people checking her out and finding out who she is and, having the chance to be promoted through a really awesome opportunity. Finally, I closed it with a question. What do you think? I'm trying to get an answer from her. And in fact, I got an answer back. She responded and she's down, which is freaking awesome, because that's the first time I've ever done that. So I think it's really cool that if you have an idea or a concept, but you don't feel like you have the whereabouts, get somebody else to help you. And this is something that could turn out really freaking cool. With the way my vision is panned out, I think that this would be awesome, and it'd be really cool to see you guys have that kind of thing happen for you too, where you can invoke the help from somebody else. So you also, when coming up with your challenge group, you need to figure out how long the group will run for. Is it going to be a 5-day group, 7-day group, 14-day, 3-week? Keep in mind, the longer a challenge group runs for, the quicker it's going to fizzle out. A 5-day group is going to go pretty solid. You're going to have people, like, let's say you have a group of 10 and you have 5 people who are posting consistently. On average, those 5 people will continue to post regularly if you have a short 5 or 7-day group. Now, if you extend that group beyond that to like 3 weeks, you could very well have a high dropout rate, which I understand. I'm going to probably have that with a 3-week group, but that's cool because the people who stick around long, I'm going to know are people I'm going to want to work with. And then you also have to have a start date figured out, a start date when you feel confident that you're going to have all your ducks in a row and you are going to be able to start. Now remember, it doesn't have to be perfect to start. You do not need perfection here. But you need to definitely have some kind of plan, some kind of, you took pen to paper, you wrote out stuff, you understand what your content is going to be and all of that. So having a start date that you feel confident in, you thought it through, and you know when it's going to start because you have all your ducks or most of your ducks in a row, that is going to be very important here. So here's the nitty-gritty of running a challenge group. So first off, you're going to want to have valuable content for your group. Is your group going to contain a mix of videos, written content, photos, or a plethora of all of it? You want some kind of consistency, and you want something that's maintainable for you. Now, as your first group, it is going to be a little bit of a chore if you come up with videos. But I can tell you that videos are the best for getting engagement. If you can create a video that is less than 2 minutes, that you have people respond to every day, that is going to go really far. If it's like, respond below and check in, or let me see a photo of you and your favorite meal from today. Anything like that. If you're posting a video, you're going to have a higher response rate. If you have written content, you want to be sure that your written content is short and sweet. You don't want a huge, long, drawn-out thing, especially something that's so long and drawn out and you don't even put like paragraph breaks in it. That stuff, let's be honest, if you were looking at that, you would probably get kind of turned off by that. You wouldn't want to even read it. Photos are nice, but a mix is always nice as well. A mix kind of takes the pressure off from you from feeling like you have to deliver video content every day, which can be overwhelming at times. So with the content, you also want to be sure of what information or value you are sharing. So let's say, you are teaching people how to read nutrition labels. So I would probably do a 5 or 7 day learn how to read nutrition label group where you're teaching people every day something new about a nutrition label. So say, for instance, I might bust out a nutrition label. Okay, I don't have a can on me or anything right now. But if I busted out a nutrition label, I would maybe tell people like the top 3 things that they need to avoid one day. And then maybe I might teach people the next day what a common thing is that they should avoid in food. I might do other little things every day, but every day I'm providing value. I'm providing something, and I'm also encouraging them to respond below. I'm getting engagement. I'm making a question so that I get a response. You also need to determine how often you will post in your group. Best suggestion is once a day. Once a day, you're doing good. I know that I've ran 7-day clean eating challenges in the past where, I kind of teach people how to eat healthier during these groups. And one of the things I'm really big about is reading nutrition labels. So what I might do occasionally, but not every day, but occasionally is like around 5 o'clock at night, I would post an image of an ingredient label and say, hey, why would I advise you to skip this food? Can you explain below? So that's one way that you can provide additional valuable content without completely overwhelming and overloading people. Also know the style of your content. You want your content to reflect your personality. You want it to be centered around making your tribe happy. Because if you make your tribe happy, you're being true to yourself. So create content that is true to you. If that is something where, you cuss. If you're somebody who cusses, go ahead and cuss. Because that's just your personality. And eventually, if the people who are within your group, if it all pans out exactly how you want, that person's going to make the transition from being a client to being a coach. Now, if you sign up a coach and they totally are caught off guard by how many times you drop the F-bomb, are you going to really want to work with somebody who's going to be like, completely turned off by that? So make sure that the content of your group is reflective of your style and who you are as a person. So after that, you need to create your group. So in creating your group, I recommend coming up with a catchy name. Then you got to create the virtual group on Facebook, which is super duper easy to do, and I'm not going to go into how to create a group here right now. And then I would advise creating a very cute cover photo through PicMonkey, which is something I use when I have time, which isn't that much anymore. So I actually will delegate that out to a virtual assistant. Excuse me. So you can delegate that out on Fiverr. $5 you could pay somebody to create a really beautiful cover photo for you. Canva is another thing that you can use to create your own cover photo. But, we also have a couple of people on our team who are really good at graphic design. So I encourage you to, if you need to create a graphic, ask within our group. If that doesn't pan out, I certainly advise you to use Fiverr to get a graphic made for $5. It's, to save that kind of time is really valuable. Then one of the biggest tips I could give to you is to simplify your life by, once you've created, you have an idea of what your posts are and you've uploaded them to the group, save the posts to a document like a Word file or a notepad or something so that you can easily upload those posts at another time on buffer. So something I used to do in the past is I would run my 7-day cleaning groups month by month. And once I created the group once, I just copy and pasted all of the content from that group in a document and titled it like day 1, post, day 2, post. And then I would just go ahead and upload that to bufferapp.com, which if you're not going to use it for, if you're using it for Facebook groups, you do actually have to pay. But something you could also do is you could delegate that out to an assistant to have them upload the files or upload the posts to you or for you every day as yourself on social media. So this is how you're going to bring the horse to water. So advertising. Are you going to do IG, Facebook, or both? My recommendation, hands down, is do both. So when I'm on Instagram, this right here, I actually posted about this earlier today. So this is an image that I delegated out because there's no way, shape, or form I would be able to do that myself. In fact, I did try to do that myself, and it pissed me off. I was having the hardest time doing it, so I said, damn it, I'm going to get somebody else to create this for me. And that's exactly what I did. So I hired somebody to do this for me. It's a beautiful graphic. And so it has a schedule up on it. And then essentially what I wrote in the caption is who else struggles with handstands? I do, and I'm finally ready to commit to making it happen. Join me in a private Facebook group on Monday, June 8th for my 4-week handstand challenge. Oops, it's 3 weeks. Crap. I'm not a yogi, but what I'm going to do is share videos from YouTube channels I respect and follow that explain tips and tricks for nailing a handstand while giving you a given time to shoot for while hanging upside down. If you're interested in joining, friend or message me on Facebook at fb.com/kelly.hanner. So what I did was I related to people. I said, who else struggles with handstands? I do, and I'm finally ready to commit to making it happen. I let people know the start date. I also let them know how long the challenge was supposed to be, although I was a week off. I also let them know that the premise behind the group is that I'm going to be sharing videos of other yogis, which I didn't mention my friend because she wasn't on board with it yet. And then I also tell them, that the seconds are how long we're going to be hanging upside down for. And then I also give a call to action, which, if you're interested in joining, message me on Facebook at fb.com/Kelly Hanner. Now on Facebook, I tend to simplify things. So sometimes I might do an image, but 9 times out of 10, if I'm posting on Facebook, I just try to share content when it comes to doing a free challenge group instead of sharing a photo. That is unless, like I said, that's a free challenge group. If I'm doing a paid for challenge group where they have to sign up with, the ultimate reset or the 21-day fix, I am going to share a photo of some of these results. Anywho, so on Facebook, all I did is I said, if I created a 3-week group that was meant to help teach and train you to eventually hold a handstand away from a wall, would you be interested in joining? Comment below if so. Really brief, straight to the point with a call to action at the end. Also, another thing that you can do is do a personal invitation. That is probably the best thing you can do. So all of those people that you've built relationships with, all those people that, you've been supposed to talk to, your 3 to 5 people every day, building and forming that relationship with. Now would be the time that you reach out to those people, So what I might do is I might reach out to one of the people, shoot the shit with them a little bit, and then say, hey, I'm not sure if this is for you or not, but I have a 3-week handstand challenge group starting up that's supposed to help teach other people how to hold a handstand eventually away from the wall. I know that you're really into yoga, or I'm not sure if you're into yoga or not, but I thought maybe this might be something you might be interested in joining. Would you be interested, or would you happen to know of somebody else who might be interested in joining? That's it. That's all I would say. So that would get the job done right there, is just messaging somebody and saying that to them. Now, when you're advertising, I recommend that you start advertising a week before the start date to your challenge group. And then I recommend posting about it every other day at various times. So say, for instance, if I had the challenge group starting on June 8th, I would post today anytime that I want a really important post to be seen or have some more guarantee that it's seen, I'll post, the same thing goes with Instagram. I'll post between 8 to 11 a.m. or from about 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. at night. If you post beyond 10 p.m., your post is going to be dead in the water. If you post between 11 or noon and 6 p.m., your post isn't going to really be seen either. So either very breakfast time or very evening time friendly. And like I said, I would vary the posts. So I wouldn't post the same thing every other day at 9 a.m. in the morning. I would try to vary it up. Also, please, if you're posting on Instagram, I recommend, if you're following, as I just suggested, for how often to post, that you delete your advertisements. So if you post 3 times before the start date, I would delete 2 of the posts so that your Instagram or your Facebook doesn't look over-cluttered with advertisements for joining your group. And then I would do a last-minute call to action post on Instagram and Facebook about your start. So on Sunday, when your group's supposed to start on Monday, I would say, hey, this is the last call for alcohol kind of post, and call people to get the show on the road. Let's see here. Also, another call to action that's really important is, especially if you're on Instagram, is to suggest, hey, if this is something that you want to do, or of somebody else who may be interested in doing this, tag them below and invite them to join. So once you get people who are converting over from Instagram onto Facebook, or even just people who are commenting below on Facebook on your posts who are wanting to join, I would message them briefly. I do not go into deep forming on free groups unless the conversation just seems to really flow. But I just message them briefly. I'm building a small little rapport with them, asking them for their reason for being in the group. And then I eventually add them to the group once the group is ready for people to be added. And I let them know, hey, I'm going to add you to the group once the group is all set up. Please, once I do add you to the group, I encourage you to comment on the first post. Then once I do create the group and I add them, there's going to be an introductory post, and I tag everybody that I added to the introductory post and encourage them to respond. I also sometimes will message people individually and say, hey, I'm not sure if you saw it or not, but I added you to the group. If you have any questions, let me know, but I would really love to see you engage and participate because I know you're going to have a lot more fun if you did so. Another thing I would do is if you have anybody who you added to the group, who they're already are kind of in line with what it is that you're about. Let's say I added like 5 girls to my handstand challenge group who are all into yoga and they're all about it on their Instagram or their Facebook. I would message, or when I'm forming those girls and talking to them, I would ask them to be co-leaders. Hey, I know that you're really into yoga and everything, and I think it would be really cool if you could help participate a little more than usual. If you see that people are posting photos or videos or whatever, I think it would just be awesome if you could encourage them and help to inspire them and motivate them. Anything you want to do to help really kick up the energy level of the group would be really appreciated. What do you say? Would you like to be a co-leader of this group with me? That's an awesome way to empower somebody to be a coach. So these are your daily posts. So before day 1, you're going to want to have an intro post. So you're going to introduce yourself, let them know what to expect, encourage them to introduce themselves or share goals. I've even done like, hey, share a photo below of yourself or share a photo of why you're in this group. Who is inspiring you to be a part of this or to change your life for the better. So I'll make some kind of post like that and encourage feedback and engagement. If you can see off to the right here, this is a photo from Irene who posted. This is kind of like an introductory to her group that she'd already had running, but she added a lot of new people to it. So what she says here is, good morning. We have a lot of new people in this group. And I thought it would be pretty rad if we all took a minute to introduce ourselves and say, hey, and a little bit about ourselves. You don't have to post a picture. Anyways, hi, I'm Irene. I'm one of the coaches in this group. I'm 26 years old and I live in the beautiful city of Vancouver. I have a cat named Minnie. I've been doing my thing as a Beachbody coach for just less than a year, but I've been on my fitness journey for about 4 years now. I used to be 60 pounds heavier when I started and I've just been plugging along to get where I'm at now. My goal is to inspire and love the shit out of all of you to help you to get to where you want to be in life. Fitness transformations and beyond physical. It goes deep into the mental and emotional and how I'm so well aware of that ride. If you need anything, I'm so happy to help. Okay, now your turn. And then she tagged the people that she wanted to participate in the response below. So that's an awesome example of an introductory post. So your other posts then, your daily posts, I would plan them ahead of time, make them short, juicy, not long, with a call to action at the end of every single one. Be sure that you're providing value and encouraging creativity, aka make it fun. So, your group could be a group about like yoga. But, you could add some cool flavor to it. Like, you could post a photo of yourself doing, a dub smash. You could do a dub smash and be like, let's see your most funny dub smash below. That's a fun way to just kind of show your personality. That's a cool way to get them to engage, and that's just going to bring up the morale of the group. So you don't necessarily have to be spot on, like, delivering valuable content all the time. Make it fun. Make it something that's enjoyable. I encourage you to post at the same time of the day, every day. When I run a challenge group, I make sure that my posts go live around 5 a.m. every morning. Also, encourage participation through giveaways. So something I might add is if I have 5 people comment below with a photo of their smoothie for today, I'll raffle off a prize to one of the participants. But, you can bring the horse to water, but you can't get the horse to drink. So know that you're going to have people who aren't going to participate at all or will be flies on the wall. It's the name of the game. I've seen that typically I have like a 10% participation rate. So the more people that you can get in a group and ask people to refer people or add people to your free group, the better. I've had challenge groups where 1,000 people have been in. Not only my people, but other people in our downline have had people added to that group. And what do you know? We get like maybe 50 people, maybe at most, who comment regularly, and that's okay. It's the name of the game. Some people get overwhelmed. Some people are nervous, whatever it might be. But you want to work with the people who are participating. So work with the willing. Embrace the people who are putting in effort and showing that they want this and who are actively engaging. I encourage you to encourage people through posting or doing engagement through giveaways. So like I mentioned on the slide previously, if I have 5 people who post a photo of their smoothie or their favorite smoothie from today, I'll do a giveaway to one of the people who responded. And encourage them to invite friends to the group who can help hold them accountable. When you do invite these people to the group and you're forming them privately through Facebook message, it might be a good thing to be like, all right, so, I'm really looking forward to having you in this group. Do you happen to know of anybody else who might be interested in joining our fun group as well? So closing the group, make a closing post. Ask that participants share a testimony for how you and your group helped them. You're looking for testimonies, not just like, this group is so cool and I love the engagement, which that's an awesome comment, but you're also looking for somebody to talk you up, someone to edify you and talk about how you've benefited their life because you invited them to this group and they loved what you brought to the table. Because what you can do is you can share these as testimonials. You can build this as testimonials on your website. You can create a photo album. I know here on my iMac, I have a photo album dedicated to screenshots of testimonials that people have said about working with me or being in one of my groups. Ask for photos if necessary. So if this is like some kind of weight loss group or measurement group, ask for proof. And then do a giveaway to the people who did X, Y, and Z. So if you created a group, let's say, built around doing the handstand challenge, you can't necessarily have people respond back with, they lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks, but you can say to the person who posts the most within this group and shares and has the most improvement, I am going to give you something at the end of this group. You could do stuff like that to help build engagement, encourage engagement, and really just make a group entirely fun. And then afterwards, of course, you want to invite them to join you for your 3-week fitness and nutrition group, which is, your 21-day fix group. So when I create the closing post, I include all of the stuff necessary from what I have listed here. But I'll also include a before and after collage of people from our team or people who are our clients who have had success from one of our 21-day fix groups. And then I'll encourage them to join the next group. So I'll say, I really appreciate all of you who stuck it out. Your time's been so valuable, and I hope that you really valued the content that we provided you. If you're ready to take it up a notch, I invite you to my next 3-week fitness and nutrition group where I have helped other people lose 10 pounds in 3 weeks. Now, if you haven't done that, you can say, where my friends who have done this in the past have lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks. If you're looking to increase your health, feel better about yourself, strut around in a bikini this summer and feel confident about yourself, comment below if you'd like more information about the 3-week fitness and nutrition group. Now, you may not get people who actually say anything about it, but if you had engagement from a core group of people, reach out to those people who have been a steady fixture within your group and message them and invite them personally to be a part of your next 3-week fitness and nutrition group. So that essentially in and of itself is how to create a really awesome rockin' challenge group. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to take questions right now. I need to be off this call at 9 o'clock because I'm going to be talking on somebody else's call. So we have about 12 minutes here where we can take questions and anything that you guys might have. Let's see here. Yes, I did say poop on a stick. All right. So let's go. Anybody have any questions over anything in particular? And remember, if we don't have any questions, I'm going to do the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 thing. So if I don't have any, oh, all right. Carolyn, looks like you have a question.
Well, I didn't have a question. I had something I wanted to share, but I was waiting to see if anyone had a question because I don't want to take up time.
Okay. All right, hold on. It looks like Crystal has a question. How to connect my passion or music to fitness? Ooh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Well, I know that you could create videos where you're singing in them and encouraging people to participate. Carolyn Marone says playlists. You could encourage people to share their favorite playlist while they're working out. And then maybe your videos could be a reflection of the songs that they suggested for their playlist. Let's see. Kelly Isaac said, make a song about the 21-day fix. My friend Kate, DeBarros, she is so musically talented and beautiful. And so what she did was she created a video. What's the song for Pitch Perfect? Cups, I think. Yeah, she created a video with cups, but she was talking about Shakeology and she was like singing. So like that's how she interwove that. So you can find a way to interweave your singing into it. You could do like, let's say, you could make your challenge group something that is like of a similar passion, so not really music, but you could add music to it. So say for instance, you could do a challenge group that is centered around giving back. So like a 7-day pay it forward challenge group. And then maybe like twice a week or 3 times a week, you could check in by doing a cool video where you're like, all right, let's do a sing-off. I want to see you guys sing your favorite song. You know, your song that puts you in a really inspiring and awesome mood. Or you could do like an air guitar, like, all right, let's see your best air guitar. Whoever posts a video of their best air guitar rendition, I'm going to send a sample of Shakeology to. Sing in the car. You know, Carolyn did that one time just recently and posted a video of that. So you can interweave your passion somehow, some way, some shape or form. Just got to not be afraid of it and know that there is no right or wrong way to do this. You're not breaking a mold. You're just creating your own mold. You know, you're creating your own thing here. So there is no right or wrong to any of this. Does that help? Yep, you're welcome. Anybody else with any questions? Oh, of course you can get in on that handstand group. For sure, girl. Come on, Afi. Yes. All of you guys. And you can invite your people to the group as well, of course. Anybody else with any questions? Yeah, I got my nose pierced. Karina wanted to know if I got it done. I got it done when I got my tattoo yesterday. Always wanted it. I'm a rebel. Yep, all in one day. I figured I might as well go big or go home and get all that pain all at once. Yeah, twinning. Okay, anywho, all right. So, Carolyn, I guess we'll go ahead and take your comment.
Okay. I just wanted to share something really quick that I did that could be helpful for you guys if you're doing a challenge group like this or like a free challenge group. I'm running one right now. We're on our second week, and we paired a clean eating group with Beachbody On Demand to get people to sign up with the free 30-day trial. And that was the workout portion of the group. And then we're providing the clean eating group, kind of like the 7-day group, but 2 weeks instead. But one thing I did before the group, like Kelly said, the final call to action, I made a picture collage with all of the girls who are participating in the group, and I tagged them in it, and I kind of was like, oh, like you're basically like your friends are doing this group, like friends don't let friends do things on their own. If you're interested in supporting your friends or something like that, I have to look and see what I wrote, but from that, I got at least 6 more people last minute just from that one post. And 3 of them are like really good friends with the one girl who's signing up to be a coach. And now she already has 3 people that she can like sign up with her, which is kind of cool. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, I don't know where I'm going to get people from. But she already has 3. And she said that too. She's like, oh, well, I can just grab Marianne and Jessica and the other girl who's my friend who's in the group, right? I'm like, yeah, totally. Like, of course you can have them, you know? So it's just something that worked. I don't know. It's like the first time it's happened. So I'm not saying it's like you have to do it, but it worked. So I wanted to just share that with you.
It's an awesome idea. You're so far ahead of me sometimes, Carolyn. You just have these brilliant ideas. That's great.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Cool. Anyone else? Oh, thank you. I know my ring game is on point. Oh God. Anybody have any questions? All right, I'm gonna do a countdown from 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. Thanks so much for being on this call tonight. I love every single one of you. You're all rock stars. You're too cool for school. You know, you guys are just great. And it's because of you guys that our team is what it is. It is just a fantastic team. You guys are so, I can't even put into words how awesome it is to be a part of all this. But thank you so much for being on this call tonight. And we will talk and see each other again next week. So good night, guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.